They are young and strong, trained and poised. They take a solemn oath to serve a city, to protect its people. They start a career, begin a way of life. Aware of the rewards, they also know the risk. They realize any day, on any watch, their promise and potential, their very future, can be changed forever in a split second.
454 Unison 24. Got shots fired, shots fired.
Officer James Mullen answered the call of a man with a gun. The gunman's bullet severed Officer Mullen's spine. The paralysis was instant. It's considered permanent. His daughter Maggie has never seen her dad take a step.
Citywide units at 10-1-2-4-5-1 Evers. I'm getting info here. We have a officer down and shots fired.
20-year veteran officer Donald Marquez was shot and killed as he served court papers. His wife, his 5 children, his grandson, parents, brothers, and sisters never had a chance to say goodbye. Officers killed or catastrophically injured. Officers who have laid their lives on the line. They have sacrificed so much. What can we, what will we do for them? Officer Eric Lee was shot to death when he came to the rescue of a beating victim. He was 37 years old.
Eric is one of the warmest people you would ever know. Just loving, giving, supportive, encouraging. He was my knight in shining armor and my soulmate.
And he was the very proud father of Erica.
Seeing her without her father is very difficult. Being a widow at 30 is very difficult.
Officer Brian Strauss was just 33 years old when he died in the line of duty. He shared his love of life with his parents and sisters and an entire community, a community that came together after Brian was killed, trying to protect their children from gangs.
He just couldn't understand that it wasn't right that these kids couldn't go out and ride their bicycles or play in the streets, or people couldn't sit on their porches. And he thought he could make a difference, and believe it or not, I really believe he did make a difference.
As terrible as a loss it was, I knew first that he died doing what he loved and that he made a difference.
Irma Ruiz Collins was 16 when her mother was killed by a deranged gunman back in 1988. Irma Ruiz, the officer, left behind not only her daughter, but also 3 young sons and a husband.
The shock is not what it was, of course, when you first find out what happened, but it's still tough after all these years. And it always will be. It doesn't matter what age. Grief is what it is. A loss is what it is, and especially from a person who was not only my mother, but my best friend, that's hard.
We were just like everyone else. It was a normal day. Bern was at work. I was at home with the boys. Eric was 4 years old. Adam and Craig were 4 months old. And just like any other dad, he called to see how the boys were. He called to see if we needed anything. Just like any other husband, he ended the conversation saying, "See you later, I love you." I was feeding the twins when the doorbell rang, and it was ringing and ringing. I walked over to the door, I opened it and saw 2 plainclothes policemen. The radios were going, and I knew something was wrong. The officers kept saying I had to go with them. Bern was hurt. I remember hearing the calls as we raced to the hospital. I had no idea that our family's life had already changed. The boys and I would really like to thank the police employees, and we'd really like to tell you how much it's appreciated and how much it truly helps. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
14th of September, I was in a shooting incident. And I explained to him that because of that, I was not able to work my off days and get the money to the twins in school. The Monday before my daughter Rena was supposed to go back to Morgan State, the day before, we actually started making plans for her to go to one of the city colleges. We were trying to get that together. And I think around about 11 o'clock that morning, the foundation called and said, "Officer Keithley, get your daughter ready. She's going back to school. We paid the tuition." And I didn't say anything for a few seconds, and I just started thanking her so very much, and I yelled it out to the family, and just a lot of hurrahs and thank God, and I'm going back to school. I want you to know that your hard work and efforts for this gift to me will not be in vain. I will use my time at school to enhance my knowledge and make the best out of this great opportunity because I am capable of achieving greatness. Thank you again for this special gift from the bottom of my heart. Rena Danielle Keithley.
My name is Joan Knight. My husband John was killed in line of duty on January 9th, 1999. Even though it's been 9.5 years, I have still always felt a very heavy connection with the Chicago Police Department because quite honestly, they never left us behind. And I'm thrilled to death that they're not only helping me, but the fact that they're helping the disabled officers out there is also extremely important to me. I was totally at a loss for words and almost in tears at the generosity of the Chicago Memorial Foundation when they offered to pay for my children's private education. That's just mind-blowing to me because I never thought in a million years the foundation would cover an expense like that. I was astonished and forever so grateful and more than willing to do anything that they need me to do.
While ongoing contributions are needed to maintain the park in a proper and fitting manner, the Foundation is equally committed to the mission beyond the memorial. It's a mission about families and futures.
It is my privilege on behalf of everyone at the Foundation to present this check to Cedric, to thank him for himself and the life that he leads, and to let him know that he is an inspiration to all of us.
The Chicago Police Memorial Foundation presents a $10,000 check to Chicago Police Officer Cedric Brumley. Officer Brumley was paralyzed in a squad car accident while responding to a call of an officer in trouble.
And so this will definitely help people like myself because most police officers have part-time jobs, work a second job, and being on disability, you can't do that. I'm in a wheelchair now. I can't work the part-time jobs. That's supplementing my income for me, myself, and my family.
The money defrays the cost of a specialized van so Officer Brumley can drive himself and his family.
My son, he reminisces about, Dad, remember we used to do this? I wish we could do that again. And again, I'm not forgotten. Again, the foundation, has not forgotten me. The police department has not forgotten me. And you really appreciate that because sometimes you do think you're alone.
The families of Chicago police officers killed or catastrophically injured would never forget the sacrifice their loved ones made, and neither should we. These men and women were more than police officers. They were husbands, mothers, fathers, and brothers, friends and neighbors, Ultimately, they were heroes. They put their lives on the line protecting our streets and schools, our homes and businesses. It is now our duty to ensure their courage, their valor, and their sacrifice is not forgotten. What will you do for them?